First, what is meant by digital media? Digital media roughly is a growing field from handwritten letters to messenger apps. That is how digital media has shaped the human of this century. Now, digital media has an immense role in almost everything from business to personal life. Also known as electronic media, digital media has redefined how information is delivered and consumed through different forms. Software, digital images, and video games are some examples of digital media. Then, what about print media? Any print publication pushed out for mass communication is known as print media. Print media includes newspaper, magazines, and flyers. And anything physically printed off papers comes under print media. Now, we will have our first session. Please welcome our first panel, Mr. Huzaiman Hafis bin Hussein, who will be speaking for us on advantages and disadvantages on print media.
Thanks to our handsome moderator. Hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Huzaiman Hafiz bin Hussein. So, in my idea, one of digital media advantages is because no need of physical copies. As you can see now, if you want to read the article, you don't need to flip every pages to read, such as newspaper, because you only just need to scrolling down by your phone. For me, this is very easy because you can read news, article, or book anytime, anywhere by sitting in the park or at home or at the office. And of course, you don't need to wait for tomorrow until the library open to read their newspaper or article. Next, I believe everything in this world has their own advantage and disadvantages. So, one of the advantages of digital media is expensive. For example, if you want to buy ebook in the Google, you need to spend about 3 30 ringgit until 100 ringgit to buy the book. Digital devices are generally more costly than traditional ones, and then some individuals may not have access to a computer or tablet. Furthermore, many people do not know how to use these technologies without assistance from someone else. For example, our grandfather and grandmother, they not really know how to use the digital media because their era and our era is not same. This could create an accessibility issues for those who cannot afford classes on using the device in question. I think that's all from me. Back to our moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Huzaiman Hafiz bin Hussein, for your good and very vast opinion. We can say that technology changes faster, and that's how us become addicted, addicted to digital media. And now we will move to our second panel, Mr. IZZAT. So, Mr. IZZAT, what is your opinion on digital media? Please share with us.
Thank you to our moderator, Mr. Hakim. In my opinion, the digital media has its own disadvantages and advantages. For advantages of digital media, we can see it from usability aspect. In other words, it is easy to use. When we when many people when they think about or say about digital media, the first thing that comes up in their mind is it can be accessed anytime or anywhere. We just need to open web or like Google and search what we want. We also can update anything that we want on the social media. And then we do not have to worry about missing information around our world. Okay, personally, uh, by using this kind of media, we are not restricted to what is available at newsstands, as the digital media has no boundaries or limit. Without leaving our home or worrying about other languages, we will have access to a wide range of entertainment from around the whole world. No matter who we are, we should have access to relevant and latest information, whether scholarly or entertaining. It is never been simpler to acquire precisely what we need at any given time with this structure, which is not only for reading articles, but also for participating. Okay, let's talk about the disadvantages of digital media. Firstly, digital media can lead us to us isolated from the environment. Uh, Consuming digital media excessively has has the potential to lead us to lose touch with the natural world around us, which is one of its disadvantages. Users who are continuously connected and spend their days staring at screens will get disconnected from reality. Additionally, since we are often head up to our face, digital displays that generate light, which is bad for our eyes. Then, when we overuse the digital media, it also can effects on our physical health, such as it can lead to eye strain, poor alignment, sleep issues, and less of physical activities. I think that's all from me about the digital media. Back to our uh, com- uh, back to our
Thank you, Mr. Izzat, for your wonderful sharing information. So we can say that the use of digital media provides us with extensive information. So as a student, I believe it will be very handy for us if we can use the digital media correctly. However, the overuse of digital media can result in health problems, like what Mr. Izzat has stated earlier. So now I will not left out our last panel. We will move on to our last panel, which is Mr. Muhammad Ajmal Arif. That we can say from her expression, he looks very excited on his sharing. Now, Mr. Ajmal, what do you think about digital media? What is your opinion on this?
Thank you, our moderator, Mr. Hakim. In my opinion, digital media is constantly updated because you can see the current news by only search on your phone, whether for informatics or instruction reasons, digital news media or online learning. There are no print editions or daily deadlines, which is one of the major benefits of digital media. Instead, all news updates occur automatically, so you haven't you have not to worry about missing a story if it isn't published on the day you make your purchases. Because digital media is very fast to compare with print media, because print media is where we have to read through paper or something like that. And by doing the digital media, you are not limited to what you find on the newspaper. There are no limits to digital media. You have access to all sorts of content around the world without having to leave your house or worry about different languages. I could say you can see our Malaysia FC shirts today because last night at Thailand Kings Cup edition of the 48th edition, we beat Thailand by score 5-3 on penalties. but in the full term, we have the Thailand equal at the 93 minutes, if I wasn't mistaken. By doing this, you can see the goalkeeper best performance uh, that have been that have lot that lot of people have talked about. I could search about his background, where he's from Kelantan, as I am. I'm proud to be a Kelantanese because of him, and also a lot of people. He is being the man of the match at the last night match lah. Other than that, you could see the Palestinian that being treated badly by the Israeli because the Israel thought that the Palestine land is their own land. That's the problem. That's the disadvantages of digital media is that there is no limit to youngsters to access about news, including the news about adultery. It is good if they take it as a lesson, but if not, something is gonna be happen. It's gonna make a very uh, bad bad thing lah to our country. But it is because young people can read news that is not good to young people because such as adultery issue that extent can influence the minds of young people to act in such a way. Thank you.
I'm sure our last panel, Mr. Muhammad Ajmal, are sleeping soundly because of Malaysia's win against Thailand. And so now we can conclude that from what our last panel said earlier, the use of digital media have an effect, especially to youngsters, because nowadays youngsters love to spend most of their time on social media, and indirectly this will affect their future because they will feel lazy and demotivated in order to pursue their dream. Okay, now all of our panels have already said about digital media, and our discussion is not complete without talking about pre-media. So we will move on to our second session. We will start back to our first panel, Mr. Huzaiman. So Mr. Huzaiman, as digital media, pre-media also have advantages and disadvantages. What is your opinion on this?
As for Mr. Hakim say, digital media also, as digital media, free media also have their advantage and disadvantages. In my opinion, one of advantage of free media is easy to spread awareness. For example, in our country have local newspaper like Berita Harian, Cosmo, and many more. This local newspaper already popular among our people. At the same time, this local newspaper also has gained trust from local people. So in this context, it's really easy to spread good info or even through the medium because everyone will everyone will trust the everyone will trust the what they say. But at the same, this is the biggest disadvantages of free media because if you only target people among in this country, um, you will not be good. If you are targeting everyone, difficult to achieve. It is because it's need big cost to produce our free media to the other country instead of they already have their own platform such as Al Jazeera and BBC News. I believe that not all about the um, advantage and advantages. Other than that, one of the advantages of free media is more accurate targeting. Actually, it's not hard to know exactly whether free media or digital media are better at reaching a targeted audience. Pre-media allows you to choose publication that your target audience is more likely to read. For example, if you print, for example, pre-media can choose whether you want to target students um, or agents are more to students, teachers, or anyone. This can be a trade magazine that caters to a specific industry or a local newspaper. This is why many say print is better at reaching local audience. Print media allows you to advertise directly to your audience by publishing your ad in magazines that rely on subscription. For example, if you sell gardening tools, you can post your ad in gardening and home magazine. Since digital ads can get lost on the internet and are subject to algorithms, you can benefit from choosing a pre-media marketing solution. Pre-media ad marketing solution. You have the time to better understand your target audience and specify your ad to appeal to them. But as I say just now, uh, the the contra about this, if you target the global audience, it will be difficult. I think that's all for me. Back to our moderator.
Thank you, our first panel, Mr. Muhammad Huzaiman Hafis. That is really great. I'm really glad to hear that because back then I used to read magazines and also Cosmo. But now, since our era is now changed into digital era, I prefer more to have digital media. But let's not forget our second panel, Mr. Izzat. So what about you, Mr. Izzat? What is your opinion on print media itself?
Print media, uh, like the digital media that we discussed before, print media also have its own advantage and disadvantage. For advantages of print media, uh, uh, by using the print media, it can build our vocabulary. Last week, I have do some research about the advantages of print media. So based on my research, numerous studies have found that reading the print media can improve our vocabulary. Each day, print media are filled with fresh stories that can introduce us to new words, and also can help us to strengthen our vocabularies, then make us more effective communicators. Furthermore, by using print media, it also can improve our reading skills. Like the old elders says, practice makes perfect. Reading print media such as newspapers, magazines, book or anything else can help us developing our reading and comprehension skills. So let's move to disadvantages of print media. As we know, print media made by papers, and the papers come from the trees. So I think it is such a wastage of huge amount of papers. By the wasting of papers, of course, can lead to demand for even more papers. Then the demand for more paper can lead to deforestation that we know can affect our planet. Paper production also adds a significant amount of pollution to our atmosphere and to our water supplies. Paper mines frequently release harmful gases such as carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide into the atmosphere when the paper are producing. While water plays a big part in the pulping process, the resulting wastewater can find its way into our fresh water sources. So let's give I think I don't have any idea to add more uh, of the of our subtopic print media, I give back the talk to our moderator, Mr. Hakim.
Thank you, Mr. Izzat. I can't deny the fact that when using printed media, it is very useful and very handy for us as students to jot down the notes and also the vocabulary. This is proven by many scientists that it will make us to memorize better. However, this will lead to the climate change because of the trees, the amount of trees that has been cut in order to produce more papers. So without further ado, let's move to our last panel to talk about printed media. So what about you, Mr. Ajmal Arif? What is your opinion on this issue?
Thank you again, our moderator. I think print media is also have their own advantage because print media has for example, like, you are the print media owner, so the print media that you own is already a large customer base that buys application or will click weekly or monthly basis for months, maybe years. That's why if you are a local business or an organization, it's the best way to spread your message or promote your business. You can easily hand out leaflets in public areas and get your ads to publish on local newspaper to spread awareness among the local community. Secondly, print media comes with many options from features, full page advertisement to small advertisement listing. It gives you the flexibility to choose the type of advertisement you want, which is on your budget, so that you can get advertisers at the low budget but at the best quality of the your print media. By doing this, you can expose about your product to many people globally, and also you can increase your sales by years or something like that. Because the consumers of newspaper and magazine can range from teens, young adults to senior citizens, which can enable you to target a wide range of audience easily to buy your product. I would like to talk about this disadvantages of free media. First, I agree with Mr. Izzat, which is talking about the tree that being cut off. The free media, I found it is not eco-friendly because when we cut the tree, it can disturb the animals' habitat that can cause animals to invade human cities. Uh, human uh, um, there are a lot of humans doesn't like uh, of the animals' behaviors as a snake that can kill people. Furthermore, print media also use a lot of ink is made of the lots of chemical, and it doesn't good for human health, especially for babies who like to lick the paper. When they lick the paper, it's gonna be a big problem for the kids and interfere in their growth and being able to get to their target, especially on growing phase. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last panel, Mr. Muhammad Ajmal Arif. So now we can see that how the huge or the significant impact of printed media on our economy. However, it will give rise to the ungrowth or not a very good surroundings to the growth of baby, especially for the new generation. I think all of our panels have given a lot of good points and also elaboration on how digital media and print media. So our last session today, could you, all of our handsome panels, give your some opinion? Is digital media is fast replacing print media? We will start with our first panel, Mr. Huzaiman.
Thank you, Mr. Hakim. If you ask me whether digital media is fast replacing print media, Yes, of course, I will say digital media is fast replacing print media. If we look back at 3 years ago on the pandemic, specifically at the pandemic years, everything is in digital place. Uh, Sports, official events, gathering, even weddings also through digital. It is because, as all of us can see, there are lots of advantages of digital media. It can be used anytime, easy to use, and fast to spread the news. So, in this digital era, I think it is not strange if digital media is fast replacing print media because it's lots of advantages than print media. I think that's all my opinion.
I can say that there's a fact, and I agree with our first panel. But let's hear from our second panel, Mr. Izzat.
Okay, my opinion may sound same as Mr. Huzaiman opinion, but personally, I think statement is digital media fast replacing print media is true. Look at the points that I stated about that two kind of media before. It's absolutely show that the digital media has replaced print media with its accessibility. Thanks to the internet and smart devices nowadays, digital media can be accessed anywhere and anytime. We do not need to waste our time to buy the print media such as newspapers to get the latest information. At the same time, we can save our landfill by reducing the usage of print media. But remember carefully, we also need to use the digital media in the right way to ensure our health remains good. I think that's all. Uh, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Izzat, for the wonderful explanation on this statement. Last but not least, before we end our discussion, let's hear from our last panel, Mr. Muhammad Ajmal.
Personally, I would choose digital media over print media because people nowadays are very lazy to go to shop or to leave their house because of it is because of the benefit of the digital media more than their disadvantages. People nowadays, there's, people nowadays have their own gadget on their phone, which is a good thing for digital media to spread over the globe. It could cut our cost and time because we don't need to leave our home just to go to any shop to buy the print media such as newspaper. Last but not least, I hope youngsters use digital media wisely so that they get a lot of knowledge from digital media.
To put this claim into perspective, I have the same view as our last panel, Muhammad Azma Arif, that digital media is more useful and handy for us. So we have come to the end of our discussion today. I can see that most of our panels and I myself agree that digital media is fast replacing print media. This is due to the advantages that has been stated from our panels that it will be beneficial for us to use digital media because it provides lots of benefits. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for our panels for coming to this forum. Until we meet again.
Thank you too, Mr. Hakim.
Thank you to everyone, and especially Mr. Hakim.
Thank you to our moderator for your time today.